Lord have mercy, y'all. It is humid in Texas. I mean, it's, look at this. Look at this right here. That's on the outside of the window. I'm in the Mercedes because it has better air conditioning than the truck does. And it is so humid outside. It's like 91 degrees. I've looked it up. It's 91 degrees and it feels like 103. It is uncomfortably warm outside, and that is under-exaggerating the issue. I have been out in it since about 10. I told you guys I got pulled over. It was Saturday. I got pulled over, and the officer really pulled me over because he wanted to see the truck, but he tried to get me for a license plate light. It was the middle of the day, which is, I don't know why he tried to get me for a license plate light in the middle of the day, but we walked back there and I showed it. He's like, well, it's not bright enough. It's like, it's the middle of the day. And he goes, well, I really just pulled you over because I wanted to see the truck. I was like, okay. So as he was getting ready to leave, he kind of pointed to the window. He kind of goes, taps on the window and goes, by the way, your inspection's due. You need to go get that taken care of. I'm like, okay. So that was what I was doing today. And my van that my brother drives, it also needed to be done. So we drove around today trying to find that. But I had to put 2 headlights in the van first because it was like, we went out to check it. And my brother's like, it's fine. Well, he only ever drives it like a mile and a half to work, or half a mile to work and then a half a mile back. So it's hilarious. But anyway, so we checked it. It needed lights, so we would put lights in it and everything. And then we drove around trying to find a place. Like, one place was closed, one place's machine went down, one place said they did it, but they don't do it. And then finally the 4th place we went to, it worked. But anyway, I'm on here. I'm trying to make this as short as I can. You know how I am. I like to talk. I want to talk to you guys about staying hydrated out on the road. So I worked on steam locomotives and at the trolley barn for years, and in temperatures that I look back now and go, like, why? 110 outside, and in the steam locomotive it could get up to 140, 145 easy. And on the streetcar, no air conditioning, windows down. I loved it. I still do. I would do it again if I could, but I need to make money. So I had some issues running the steam locomotives. Had a couple of incidents where I was suffering from some heat exhaustion. Had to go to the triage at Six Flags and sit in the air conditioning for a little while. So I went looking for any information I could on staying hydrated, because there were steam locomotives that ran across the desert to the United States, and those guys stay hydrated. How'd they do it? So I called around a couple places. I got a hold of the guy that was in charge of the Union Pacific Steam Program at the time, Steve Lee, and he shared some tips with me, and I want to share those with you guys. So those tips are, and these worked. I tried them all out. I did great. After this, I never had a problem. I worked for the Six Flags for like 3 years and suffered through 110 degree heat and never had an issue. But the 3 things are, and I don't know if all these really apply, but the 3 things that we should think about are, 1, we all need to be drinking water. We need to be drinking water all day long. We're too tempted to stop at Petro or the Pilot, go in, get a big sweet tea, get a big Dr. Pepper, get a big Pepsi, whatever it is. And all that sugar is not going to help us stay hydrated. And I don't want to get out of the truck and immediately have an issue. So I try to drink as much. I already try to drink as much water as I can, but we should all be doing that. So drink as much water as you can. If it gets to the point where you're thirsty, you're actually already dehydrated. So when you're thirsty and you're thinking about getting a Dr. Pepper, or you're thinking about getting a Pepsi, remember, thirst means you are dehydrated. So drink water, okay? Secondly, don't drink Gatorade. Everybody's like, it has electrolytes. It's what plants crave. I understand that, but I always think about that when I hear the word electrolytes. Electrolytes are only good for you if you have been very active. So if you're doing heavy haul, chains and binders, if you're doing flatbed, Gatorade might help, especially in this kind of heat, humidity. But in general, if you're doing dry van like I do, you're just going to want to drink water. So try to stay away from that. The sugar, again, will not help you stay hydrated. It actually inhibits your body from staying hydrated. The third thing that Steve Lee said, and I don't really know if this should apply to a lot of us, because again, we're always in the air conditioning or whatever, so you can kind of take this one or leave it, but he always said, eat a big salty meal the night before or eat a big salty breakfast the day of, and the salt helps you retain water and you'll stay hydrated a lot easier. So I used to put this up every year at the trolley barn when I was the chief dispatcher. It seemed to help out everybody there. Just a good reminder to stay hydrated. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Just a good reminder to stay hydrated, okay? When you're tempted, reach for water, okay? I don't want to hear about anybody, especially that watch my channel, that, you know, climbed out of a truck and ended up getting a heat exhaustion or heat stroke or something and ended up having to go to the hospital. So, it's a little kind of, there's no real in-between for us. If you're running steam locomotives, you need to drink water every chance you get. So before you get thirsty, you need to be grabbing the thermos every time you stop, drink water. Every few minutes. I remember doing that. But as truck drivers, not really, we're always in air conditioning, so we don't need to drink that much water. There's a point in air conditioning where it's going to be too much because you're not losing any moisture, and then there's a point where you're outside and you're sweating where you're losing a lot of moisture, so it may be too little. So you got to find some sort of a happy medium, and I really think the happy medium is to just cut out sugary drinks as much as possible and just drink water. So I know some people are going to go like, what about coffee? I can't, I'm not going to tell you to stop drinking coffee. You know, I'm not going to tell you to stop drinking tea if that's what you're doing. You know, do those things, but drink water. Whenever you get thirsty, think about water first. Okay? So, that's it. You guys know the drill. Keep shining set up. See you down the road. Oh, here it comes. Oh, there it is.